Marcel, where are you going with that disc? You are not putting that on again. Marcel, okay, if you press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
Attention. Everybody stop what you're doing. It's time for The Unwritten Rule, a Mizzou sports podcast brought to you by the Believe Network, alongside Payton Haverman and Kenny Van Doren. Here is your host, Jack Knowlton.
Welcome back to The Unwritten Rule, presented by FanDuel. Today is Friday, May 21st, and I have that memorized by now because it's definitely not the third time I'm recording the intro. Kenny and Payton are apparently the most popular people on the planet and decided they had important phone calls to take. I could never. I don't know what that means because I don't. My phone's not blowing up the same way as theirs is. Welcome to the show. I'm welcoming ourselves to the show for a third time. We have men's basketball stuff to talk about because Kenny and Payton, we've recorded this show for a long time, and we've had plenty of moments where we've gotten done with the recording, and it's especially painful on days where we have to audible for like travel and stuff and record on a random Tuesday or whatever. But I feel like several times we've had it where news is broken after we record, right after we record, and we're like, do we hop on? Do we wait? And most often we wait because, I'm lazy. I won't speak for you two, I guess, but we had one of those again. We did a nice draft of the men's basketball roster. We had a fun wrinkle for it because there were 14 players at the time, and we gave Kenny, who drew the short straw, a fun 15th player was Mabor Majak, which I'm still glad we got to talk about Mabor Majak, but we got done with that show. And then a few hours later, Mizzou added another player in the transfer portal after we also got done saying, maybe they'll keep the roster spot open or look a little bit longer. So we didn't get to talk about this guy yet. And we're going to, and then roll right into another kind of fun men's basketball hypothetical that we're going to do. We're just going to each present a starting lineup. Can be as wild or as chalk. I don't really want to call any lineup chalk right now. We don't really know what this team's going to look like, but we're going to do that. I don't know if the lineup will include this guy, but Mizzou does have its 15th player. So the roster is now filled out. We shouldn't have any more surprise additions unless, I don't know, someone gets cut and then Dennis Gates decides to offer, Bronny James or RJ Lewis just to get in on it with Will Wade. But Mizzou did add an actual college player from Western Carolina. 2 years he spent at Western Carolina. His name is Cord Stansberry, and I will be making an ample amount of puns whenever he gets mentioned to the best of my ability. Sorry, Mr. Stansberry. It's what you signed up for when you committed to the Tigers and therefore got mentioned on this show. Like I said, Western Carolina, he was a junior last year. He's out of Bermuda Dunes, California. So he went an awful long way for West Carolina, but did start his career at Pepperdine, where he was there, played 32 games all off the bench, averaged about 4 points, then transferred to West Carolina, has started pretty much every game for the last 2 seasons. And it is interesting. I mean, he is a productive guard. I don't think many foresee his role being too big at Mizzou, but 14 points a game last year was pretty high volume at Western Carolina. 12 shots a game. He shot 36% from the field, 30% from three, and did take six attempts per game, 80% from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and just under a steal a game as well. So that's the lowdown on Mr. Stansberry. I do want to go to a confusion I've seen people post about him. And I don't want to rule it out that maybe he can improve in whatever role he may have at Mizzou, and maybe that's minimal and whatever. But he's averaged 4.5 attempts from 3 a game and is only 31% from that. And I've seen a lot of people kind of call this guy an addition, a shooter addition, and that doesn't feel super proven to me. I hate to dunk on a potential negative right away with a transfer addition, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing Mizzou is looking for here when they get Stansberry. But I don't know that he's going to be the the shooter that I think some people have projected. I mean, he takes a lot of threes. He hasn't necessarily made a lot of them. This feels like an addition for Mizzou, Payton Kenny, that is potentially injury cover, and a guy you can have on your bench who does have, some scoring experience at the mid-major level, and you kind of see what you have. I don't know if it necessarily fills a specialist role outright, but nevertheless, in addition to dissect for the Tigers here.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to dig into here. This does not feel like an addition that would, in an ideal world, be pushing for a lot of playing time. Certainly, you'd never know. I mean, we thought Jaden Stone was a complete wild card last year. He turned into one of the team's most valuable players, but those are like lottery ticket hits. I would not expect Cord Stansberry to be a guy that really does. Hey, who knows? Maybe he goes in and he shoots the lights out of the gym and he pushes for some playing time, but I don't see it. Nothing jumps off the page with him. He doesn't turn the ball over much, but he also doesn't have much of an assist rate to look at. Like you said, Knowlton, he's got no problem shooting. He doesn't necessarily make a whole ton, though. So definitely not a guy that I would say I expect to see take a big role in any sort of form. And in fact, I kind of think it's almost like a practice squad addition, like as close to that as you can get.
Low risk, high reward. I mean, that's the kind of best thing. I doubt he really consumed much NIL to begin with. And going back to like a couple weeks ago, Jack, you had mentioned, is it done, or is Mizzou done, after they hit the 14 spots? And in my mind, I was thinking maybe not. We don't know how or when the 5-for-5 will happen, or if some of these guys will become eligible again like last year. If that doesn't leave a door open, it made sense that Mizzou could just fill it when they found the guy that fit the criteria that they wanted. They probably knew that Cord Stansberry, and we're not going to speak for him, but probably knew that he's not going to have the biggest role for this Mizzou team in his final year of college, but he gets to go play in the SEC. I think that's a plus for someone who's been more in a reserve role most of his college career. And, he gets that opportunity. And he's had stretches in his career, against high major teams. He scored 23 points against Cincinnati last year. Against Duke, he had 7, but, he played some, good teams. He played against Georgia last year as well, Virginia Tech, high major teams here I'm listing off. So he has experience doing that. But I think he just fits that role that, Dennis Gates even mentioned. They were going to still look around, for that last spot. And they got a guy that probably just bought into the culture and the idea of, just being that, what is it, EGB? Is that what they call it, Jack? Where, just bring that energy when you can off the bench.
You didn't just mention energy generating behaviors to me,
did
you?
AGBs. And so, yeah, that's just another kind of intangible he might have. So, looking forward to actually, hopefully
I'm not mad about the concept. Do you know who originated that, right? That's a cornball Shaka Smart.
Just Shaka Smart?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought Mizzou made it up.
No.
That's all I got on Cord, though. I think it just really falls into that, he probably just bought into what Mizzou had, and I think he probably knows that his role might not be as big as it was at previous places.
They generated a lot of energy in their last season, Marquette did. I did the thing, Payton. I have the Jesus Carolero ESPN stats pulled up. Mizzou brought Jesus Carolero in after he played 5 games the year prior for Campbell, did average 10 points in those games. So the full season before, he was around 9.3. I will say, at Western Carolina and Pepperdine, I had High Point on the brain for some reason. A lot more proven mid-majors, and he actually does have real contributions. I mean, he's got 62 starts in those 2 seasons for those. So I do think the floor is higher than a Carolero. And the other piece, of course, that you both mentioned is that Mizzou needed Jesus Carolero to play real minutes that season. And on paper, that is not necessarily the case with Stansberry. But you never know. I'd much rather have a guy who averaged 14 points a game for a Division I program than nobody. That's fine. I'm not going to be mad at it. So there's Cord. We'll see if he's in any of our hypothetical lineups. My guess is no, but Payton, why don't you go first? Do you have a hypothetical starting 5 for us for the Mizzou?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't write that down. I kind of formed one in my brain, like as we were before we started recording. I'm not gonna lie, this isn't gonna be a starting 5. It's gonna be a 5.
No, this is if you are the coach, this is who you're rolling out tomorrow.
Oh, well then that would be boring.
Kidding.
But this would be a 5 I'd be interested in seeing out on the floor at once. At the 1, we're just putting Jason Crow in. All right, I'm not messing with anything else. Jason Crow is going to play 35 minutes a game if Payton is the coach. Jason Crow Jr. is the 3. I'm going to put Kennard at the 2.
You mean he's the 1? You said 3.
Did I say Jason Crow at the 3? I was thinking of my troll lineup that I was talking about earlier where I said, I said Crow at the 4, though. No, obviously Jason Crow's not going to play at the 4. Kennard's going to be the 2. At the 3, I'm going to go with Aidan Chronister here. At the 4. So here's my thought process behind that backcourt. We're going to shoot the lights out of the gym. I want just to totally put the fear of God in defenses and have to have guys all out from beyond just guard beyond the arc. And then what I want to do is at the 4, I want to put Tony Bryant. And then at the 5, so type it. Thank you. Wow.
5, I wouldn't stand for that if I were you, Ken.
That was so funny. At the
Can
5,
I pick your 5? Can I pick your 5?
Sure.
Can I Luke Northweather?
Yep, that's right. Bryson Tiller at the 5. So Bryson Tiller will be my 5. So that softens up the defense a bit, and I want these 2 arguably of your best athletes on the field. I mean, Tiller, I don't think it's really a dispute even. You get a 6'11" guy who has a lot of offensive potential. I wouldn't say he's realized it or even really scratched the surface. But I think you put him at the 5, it's going to really keep a defense honest, especially with 3 guys that can shoot. And by the way, if you want to swap Chronister in for someone else if you're watching at home and make a different lineup, go ahead. I'm just doing it for fun because we're trying to go a little off the wall with these. And Bryant, I think I'd have to argue is your second best athlete on the team. I mean, most of the scouting reports you're going to read are going to say yeah, he really he's not a finished product, but the ceiling on him is just out of this world. So I think if you get 3 guys on the perimeter who can shoot, really take a lot of attention off the defense, maybe softens up the inside, you get 2 of your best athletes, maybe in some easier ISO situations, could open up some interesting opportunities. Do I expect to see this lineup? Yeah, at some point, I'm sure these 5 will actually be on the floor together, probably in a non-con game, but I don't expect it to be something I see against Mississippi State or something. But it's just an interesting mix that I thought of while we were getting ready to do this.
I like it. I really do. I think this one's fun. I'm with you there. I think you could revolve that 3 spot, whoever you want is your wing. Even if you put Trent Pearson there, I mean, that's a pretty fun just starting 5 to begin with, Payton.
That's what I would do, if just in the more proven world. But, I mean, like you said, if you're having a little bit more fun with it, you put Chronister, or you go all in and you just throw Trent Pierce out there as one of the better 3-point shooters on the team. And then you just have 4 guys who could shoot the cover off the ball and Bryson Tiller trying to gobble up rebounds. But I like it. Kenny, do you want to go or you want to hear mine?
Yeah, I'll go.
Right.
I'm going to go. I mean, I don't think this one will probably happen. I think it would be pretty cool and interesting if it did. And I think we'll get a better sense of, who's going to be in this rotation. It's what we do now. It's not going to be, anything close to what it is come January of next year. But I'm going to go with the same big man, Payton, but I'm just going to flip-flop him. I'm just going to go Bryson Tiller at the 4. I mean, very positionless basketball right here. And we put Tony Bryant at the 5. I don't think Tony Bryant is, going to be a center, but that's what he's ranked as by On3 and Rivals. And that's what I'm just going to have. It's 2 twin towers on the blocks, guys that can score on the interior with ease. I like that. I'm going to put Jason Crow Jr. at the 2.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to do Jason Crow Jr. at the 2, and I'm going to put Aaron Rowe at the 1.
Oh,
you know, I think
Rowe.
I actually kind of dig it as like a lineup I want to see.
Yeah, I think we don't know what Aaron Rowe will look like. We don't know what Jason Crow will look like, but I think there's a lot of question marks around Aaron Rowe right now, just on how he'll look as a facilitator and as a point guard after redshirting this past season. Let Jason Crow Jr. just do his own thing as a shooter, as a shooting guard. He's been, ranked as a shooting guard for a while by On3 and Rivals as well. Jamie Shaw's pointed out that he thinks he's a lot better of a scorer than just a regular point guard. And intrigued to see if they just let Jason Crow just kind of run around and shoot and score with ease and not really have to worry about, running the entire offense. And at the 3, let's go Trent Pierce. That's my starting 5. Not starting 5. That's just my 5.
I was going to say mine is also not a starting 5. Yeah, Tiller, Bryant also, you can totally flip that in mine if you want. I'm more intrigued by seeing what Tiller could do at the 5. And Bryant, I think, even size-wise, seems like more of a traditional 4. But again, pretty positionless team we're looking at. You could totally play them wherever you'd like.
I like looking at the ceiling of, some of the non-freshmen, but guys who are like, kind of bench projected, your Anar Boatengs, your Nick Randalls, your Aaron Rose, and see what you can maybe do with them. And if one of those guys makes a leap, there's certainly some really interesting combinations. So I love it. I like any idea of like, just two, at least on paper, strong with the ball guards, who can create offense for themselves and other people. If that's the player that Aaron Rowe can kind of grow into alongside Rowe, that's a lot of fun, a lot of creativity, I think. And, you think about like you get Aaron Rowe bringing the ball up, you can set kind of pick and rolls, and Jason Crow can flare out for 3-pointers, and you can kind of move him around, pull defenders out of the lane who have to go help on him. And then you have Tony Bryant and Bryson Tiller can just eat in the middle. I'm really glad you guys included Tony Bryant in your lineup, because I did not. And I'm glad we got him, showed him some love with especially all the hype that Jason Crow is getting. That said, I also have Jason Crow in my starting 5 as my 1. I went with a little bit of a theme here. And it's going to end up kind of being the anti-Payton lineup, because I have Trent Pierce at the 2 in this.
Oh my God.
And we're going to work our way down. Hey, we're experimenting. We're having fun.
6'11" shooting guard.
You also spoke a little bit too soon, because you didn't let me say my 3, because it's Nick Randall.
You want to see this lineup?
Yep.
What is Nick? Okay, go ahead. I'll let
Got
you
Nick Randall at the 3. You could probably interchange them. I actually also have Bryson Tiller at the 4. And then, sorry, I'm also now waiting for Kenny to type it before I keep talking. Payton's got me in the command of it. And I have Jalen Carey at the 5. I'm calling this Jack's Jumbo lineup, and it is just pure bully ball. You let Jason Crow Jr. just operate and be the one creative force. Trent Pierce steps out and hits a couple of shots. You have Nick Randall in there for as much as Nick Randall last year was just kind of a guy you threw in and ate up fouls, I liked the energy that he played with and the intensity that he played with. And I'm not saying this is, even a smart lineup to throw out, but I'm using it as a platform to say, if he can take a little bit more of a leap, I think he's a guy you throw out there. And he didn't remind me of him last year, but could he potentially grow into like what Mohamed Diabate was before he transferred to Kentucky, where he is just like an animal on the glass, is going to like defend with all of his heart and not let another team's decent wing do anything, and just be kind of a destroyer in there. And then I just thought Tiller and Carey, no one's getting through that combo in the paint. They are just gonna make it just scary. Everyone's gonna want to pull up from mid range and shoot floaters, and you're just not gonna get anything inside. They're gonna get every rebound. As for the offense, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Jason Crow's just gonna score 50 points a game.
Say, what are you doing if you need to pass the ball to the wing?
I don't know. Nick Randall will take a couple.
Not one of these guys I'd feel comfortable playing off the wing. And, well, other than Pierce, but he's a 6'11" shooting guard right now.
Again, none of these are perfect.
I will say I figured it out. I understand where he's coming from, Payton. In this scenario, Kennard Davis Jr., Jameer Jones, and Aaron Rowe all have COVID or are in foul trouble within the first 5 seconds of the game.
That's pretty much it. The more realistic one, like if you actually wanted to do this, is you probably put a Davis at the 2 and then Pierce at the 3, and it's just that 5. But I wanted to show some love for Nick Randall. I would love if Nick Randall could be a little bit more of a force. I just think like he is a guy who is just he feels like he's just gonna work his ass off every minute he's out there. And last year as a freshman, that turned into, he was fouling guys too much and got a little over enthusiastic. If you can channel that, I think there's something there to be kind of messed with. And I think I just would love to watch Nick Randall be thrown out there for 3 minutes and you say, just go be an animal on defense and make whoever player uncomfortable for a little while. And I don't know. I think he can do it with just how he plays.
I like it. I like the idea. Or you got to call him Butta though. His mama call him Butta. We call him Butta. You
throw Butta out there and, he'll be smooth like Butta, but it'll be rough for the other team. That was the best I could come up with on the fly. I like all these. I like both of yours way more as a realistic scenario, but I wanted to throw just a kind of fun one. I was trying to figure out, do I go all like old Houston Rockets small ball where my 5 is just like Trent Pierce and we just shoot threes and have no interior defense, or the other way around it. I settled on the other way around. So there you have it. So there's some Mizzou men's basketball hypothetical lineups. Let us know who's you like the least. That'll be an easier discussion. And for now, we'll move on. I'm so excited about this team. I think there's so much fun things you can project when you look at these transfers, when you look at some of the tape from last year. And for me, like as I get further of away from the season, I focus more on the good of like what a lot of those guys did, just like what I said about Nick Randall, ignoring the fact that he barely played and ran into foul trouble a lot. Like, I don't know. It's a fun, I think
he had a game where he fouled out in 4 minutes.
He did. Yeah. Hey, you get 5 of them and he used them.
It's also funny we didn't have Jameer Jones in any of those.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Jameer Jones in that situation because Jameer Jones is
it's just
almost certainly going to start. But
we'll change it. We'll change the headline on the video. We'll just say choose a starting 5 without Jameer Jones in it. Yeah. Jameer Jones rest minutes. This is who should be on the floor.
Jameer Jones. Yeah, I don't know. He got a 1-game call up to the NBA. And
what did Nick Randall have more of last year? Fouls or points?
Probably, definitely fouls.
Yeah, he had 25% more fouls than points last year. 33% more.
I didn't say you needed him out there to score. Bryson Tiller can step out and make a couple threes.
Right.
Trent Pierce is a shooter. All right. That's enough lineup talk. I'm glad. See, I got the mind rolling. All right. I did my job. And we will continue to do our jobs for the purposes of this podcast on the other side with. Okay, quick hits time. We'll finish out the show. We've got Jersey of the Week to start our quick hits. As per usual on Friday, Kenny, whomst is your Jersey of the Week? I don't think whomst is a word. But if it is, Kenny's using it.
My Jersey of the Week goes to Aidan Chronister. He's the first freshman and even like transfer, of the 2026 class of freshmen and transfers to arrive at Mizzou. The Tigers posted this on Monday. Him moving into his apartment, Brookside Midtown or Brookside Townhomes. Tough. Let's get these guys up in high rises.
Yeah, the rise. Get him up. Get him in
Todd,
which I don't think is called the rise anymore.
No free ads. But
Brookside, well, we can't. Those were the worst free ads ever if they were, because it's not called Brookside anymore. I don't think it's called the Rise anymore. I don't know about Todd, but
it's not called the Rise anymore.
I do not think so. I think because it's not campus housing anymore, it got bought by an outside company, so I think it's called something else. So.
Well, what used to be Brookside Townhomes?
Yeah.
All right.
Not a fan.
No,
wait, that's it. What does it say? Put the clubs away, Aiden. We've got jump shots to make. Are there golf clubs in the background of this?
First image.
I missed that. You can go hit the links. Come on. Payton, your jersey.
Hawthorne. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live there. That's a Mike Kelly reference. Anyone in Columbia will know what I'm talking about. Anyways, what are we on? We're on Jersey of the Week, right? Yeah, I forgot if I put
Only done this show
Hardy
for
in
6
Bird
years.
or Jersey. So we're gonna go Jersey here, but it's a good update, guys. It's an update from Ahmad Hardy himself. Mizzou football tweeted it out. He seems like he's in high spirits. He was thankful he's back in Columbia. He's discharged from the hospital, so on the road to recovery for Ahmad Hardy.
Yeah, excellent news. Made me smile to just see him, and like the tweet says, I just hope he's able to attack his rehab and everything goes swimmingly for him. Great to see him in some good spirits. My jersey of the week goes to Victor Wembanyama. It's our first NBA segment of our very basketball themed show. We are an NBA podcast. No doubt about it. Victor Wembanyama, my jersey of the week. We had an all-time playoff game, and I think the start to an all-time playoff series the other night. Spurs beat the Thunder. Victor Wembanyama, 41 points, 24 rebounds, 3 blocks. It's prompting graphics like this. Shout out to FanDuel where they're comparing him to LeBron at age 22. I more just bring it up because I just feel like maybe this is the result of listening to too many Bill Simmons podcasts, but it just feels like, I don't know, we could potentially be on like a landscape changing run for the Spurs and Wemby. Like the fact they had, I think, the youngest conference finals starting lineup ever. They went out and beat the defending champs at home. It is just game 1. Game 2 is actually when we're recording this Wednesday night, but I'm just so hyped to watch the rest of this series. I don't know if Wemby will become like a villain long-term or like a popular villain long-term.
He'll win too much.
Probably a fair assessment, but I don't think I'll ever dislike him. It is, I just am like transfixed every time he's on the floor. It was awesome. I yelled when he hit that 32-foot.
I kind of don't like him right now. Not in like a hateful way, but in like a, oh my God, he's 7'5" and he just drained a transition 30-footer from like to tie the game. That's like not fair. That's almost not fun.
Exactly. LeBron was doing it as a 6'8", 6'7" player.
LeBron is 7 feet tall.
No, he's not.
No, but he was doing it, underneath the rim. Victor can just put his hand up and drop the ball in.
He had a rebound in overtime where he literally just like did this, and it was just, I can't even explain it. It's just almost not fair to watch.
And for that reason, that's why I think it's just effing awesome, because I think like you are going to, as this goes on, you are going to figure out, that's why I think it'll be a shift in the league. Like, I think other teams are going to try and figure out how to counter this. And if there are any other guys like him that enter the NBA, like it's going to just change how teams play. And I mean, it's good that they're playing the Thunder, because the Thunder are going to adjust. Like, I have no doubt they'll figure out what to do. Like, Caruso did an all right job on him for parts of that game. Did his Alex Caruso thing, but I don't know. I love it.
I do want to shout out the Thunder for being ungodly corny with the camera thing. That was so lame. Did you guys see this?
I don't think I did.
They shoved the cameras like out of the huddle, like after they made the 3 to tie it. That was so lame.
I just think, I don't know. I'm excited for these two teams to just like terrorize the Western Conference, to the point where I saw a tweet today about the Timberwolves want to go to the East. I'd be like, yeah, if I were a Western Conference team, not the Spurs or the Thunder, I'd want to go to the East. I think the Wemby stuff is going to be so much fun to watch. It'll be a great series.
I like no cap, and he's the main bird.
Move on to the Shawn East main birds of the week. Kenny.
My Shawn East main bird of the week is the SEC tournament. Got a couple bird teams in there. We'll throw out one: Auburn or Eagle.
Yeah.
So with that, we can talk about Mizzou. Mizzou won its first SEC tournament game on Tuesday. It was the first time since 2017. We were sophomores in high school. Isn't that crazy to think?
Yeah. I mean, just that we're old and that it's taken that long for Mizzou to win.
I was actually a senior. I got held back 3 times.
You can tell by his math. It's also pretty bad.
That's really good.
I'll point out though that Mateo Serna in the first round against Ole Miss went 7 for 8 on ABS challenges. The ABS challenge system wasn't implemented until the SEC tournament. It's the first time college baseball has had it. He was the first catcher to call this in college baseball. All around pretty cool. There were some fun graphics that came out of it. Of course, people have probably seen the Ole Miss one. The first college baseball program ever to challenge a call using the automatic ball strike system. Ole Miss lost that challenge. Florida and Mississippi State poked some fun at it. Florida said the 8th team in NCAA history to successfully win a challenge using the automatic ball strike system. And then Mississippi State, the team Missouri lost to, run ruled in 7 innings on Wednesday, said the first college baseball program in the state of Mississippi to ever successfully challenge a call using the automatic ball strike system.
I like all of that. I like that Ole Miss just did it. I like how teams have responded. This is good. It's great banter. I'm all for it. That said,
Got to be tough for Ole Miss because they were playing for I guess they were still very much in contention to host a regional, and I think that's probably out the window.
Yeah.
Don't think you can lose to Missouri baseball and expect nice things to happen to you.
In Missouri baseball, it was a fun. I know you guys were texting during the Ole Miss game. The fun did not last very long.
No, Mississippi State put an end to that one pretty emphatically. So
tough. It's tough. Payton, who's your main bird?
My main bird of the week is going to be the Missouri Tigers coaching staff, in particular, Jason Crow, Senior Crow, for those, because he is officially a member of the Missouri coaching staff. Him, along with Zach Reynolds, Jimmy Foster, and Tavares Hardy were all added to the coaching staff. Hardy and Foster are both full assistants. Foster comes from Colorado State. Hardy was last the head coach for Loyola, Maryland, the Greyhounds.
Wait, you're missing something. He was a high school assistant coach for a year after.
Okay, I didn't know that.
See, I made these profiles. I told you I made the on-3 profiles. See if you looked at them.
Yeah, you were making profiles for guys that I'm not going to be mean, but probably didn't need profiles. So I'm not gonna be mean to the coaches in question, but I don't think one of the guys Kenny made it for. I can emphatically say probably does not need it. But moving on. So yeah, that's 4 new assistants. They also added the assistant coach title to everybody. I believe Sharbaugh and Matt Klein got new titles. Did they get promoted? How did that go down?
Sharbaugh got promoted to associate head coach with Kyle Smith-Peters, who took that role last year after CY left, and Matt Klein is just going to be an assistant again.
Was he not before?
Matt Klein?
Yeah, what was he?
No.
Was he?
Matt Klein and Sharbaugh were. Sorry about that. There's a train. Matt Klein and Sharbaugh were both just regular assistants. Now Sharbaugh's an additional associate head coach.
Okay. Thank you.
And if you would know that, right? If you read his on-3 profiles,
he would.
No, you won't get it.
He's also missing something that you could see on the on-3 profile about one of the new staffers that he didn't mention.
Do tell.
Who?
Zach Reynolds is the former head coach at Tony Bryant.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, and Jason Crow Sr., for those that don't know, is Jason Crow Jr.'s dad. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot made about Mizzou hiring the coaches to get players. Ask me in January if I care about that or not. If the Tigers are good and those players are good, I can promise you I don't care who the hell the assistant coaches are. If they're bad, then yeah, maybe there's a little bit more of a discussion. But that will probably have bigger fish to fry if this team is not in a good spot in January. Let's be honest. So That's my thoughts on Zach Reynolds and Jason Crow Sr. being on the roster.
It's fair enough. It's fair enough. I need to read more about some of these their bios, but yeah, staff getting finalized for Mizzou men's basketball. My main bird of the week is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals. Kenny shaking his head. I thought Kenny would be on my side with this one. The Cardinals, this comes from the St. Louis Cardinals on X. Want to join the movement? Not really. Starting tonight, the upper right field bleachers at Busch Stadium will become a dedicated high-energy fan section inspired by the tarps-off atmosphere the fans have brought to the ballpark. Any fan of the ballpark, regardless of seat location, can join the fun. Shirts optional. Yeah, they've made apparently now they've dedicated the bleacher that this tarps-off trend that started, which I believe was started by an out-of-state club college baseball team that was in town for the Royals game. They did do the Mr. Brightside call and response correctly, so shout out to them for that. But yeah, I guess because of that, now this has become such a gimmick that St. Louis is now trying to do. It reminds me of, do you guys know the Clippers did this? They have the wall in their new stadium behind one of the hoops where they have like rowdy fans that try to kind of make it like a college atmosphere. I've heard it actually has had some success, but apparently St. Louis is now doing this. I don't really have a big opinion, but it seems like you two might.
I'm just ready for them to lose with this happening. That way it'll be done and over with.
Kenny?
I guess let people be happy. I don't know.
Won't do that.
It was a baseball team from Texas. It was Stephen F. Austin's baseball team.
Stephen F. Austin. There you go. So
go Lumberjacks.
It's now become how many in a row have they won now? It's like 3 or 4. That's a very angry chop you're doing there.
I feel like that's what they do.
No way.
Florida State.
How many of the Cardinals won in a row?
They lost a game.
Oh, they did lose.
Right?
They did lose, yeah, to Kansas City. They lost the 3rd one on Sunday. So apparently that's not stopping them, Payton. It's tough. What'd you learn?
What did I learn? Oh, yeah. Jackson Francois is a high school basketball coach. There you go. What was the school name? I literally put this
Walders Grove.
Walden Grove.
Walden Grove.
Walden Grove, yeah. I didn't look up where it was. I just needed a quick hit. So there you go. Jackson Francois is a head coach.
So I will say, as someone who now currently covers high school sports, this isn't like all that uncommon. I will say it like I cover high school sports in rural Southeast Iowa where there might not be as many candidates for head coaching jobs compared to a place like Arizona, which is larger and more populated. So for where he's at, this does seem a little bit like a surprise, but I will be following this closely. I want to see how he does.
Sahurita, Arizona.
South Tucson.
Okay. So yeah, it's in Tucson. I mean, it's a big area.
Yeah, I didn't realize how close Tucson is to the border.
I want to look up how they were.
It is kind of Knowlton. Do you know the I can't think of his name. Do you know the guy that like famously like scored 100 points or something? Like at D3
yes.
at Grinnell, I think it was.
I don't remember his name, but yes, he went to Grinnell College, which is in it's in central Iowa. But yeah.
Yeah, he's originally from Black River Falls, Wisconsin, and he is now the head coach at that school.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so he's not.
So it isn't totally unprecedented. Now, I don't think Jackson Francois went to Walden Grove, but
Walden Grove, according to Max Preps, which iffy, 16 and 15 last year.
What gave that away?
I mean, why would he go to high school there? He was in high school and his mom was at UNLV?
Bishop Gorman. He went to Bishop Gorman.
Yeah.
He went to a big private school in Las Vegas.
Notably, people in athletics don't live separate from their families for their job.
That's true.
So I guess
he transferred he transferred colleges. Got to remember that.
It was Bishop Gorman all 4 years?
I think so. I don't think he transferred. I don't think he moved high schools.
If he gets the head coaching job at Bishop Gorman, that probably means he did a really good job here.
26-year-old Jackson Francois in charge of one of the most rich prep schools there are. That would be quite something. Yeah, good luck to Jackson Francois. I think it's kind of fun.
I wish. Do you guys remember Dennis's first year when he entered the game? Mizzou got technical free throws or something at the end, and Dennis Gates, I remember it plain as day, immediately pointed at Jackson Francois to take them. Like he wanted him to take them. And I thought we were going to see Jackson Francois' first points of his career, and he missed both the free throws.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I mean, technically he's a Tommy Lloyd disciple. So
that is a really ambitious way of framing this. From the Tommy Lloyd tree.
I love it so much, to be honest. All right, Kenny, what'd you learn?
Who was the legendary basketball Florida State head coach? Because he's technically of that
Leonard
tree.
Hamilton.
Leonard Hamilton?
Yeah, he's of the Leonard.
He's from the Leonard Hamilton coaching tree.
Technically, yes.
Oh, it's like 70 years younger than Leonard Hamilton. Would you learn?
Best thing I learned this week comes from the media side. I thought Payton would like this one. Missouri football hiring award-winning staffer with NFL experience. Comes from John Bryce of USA Today. Eli Drinkwitz has a new award-winning video coordinator for his Missouri Tigers football. Drinkwitz is hiring away Aaron Sisk from Troy, according to two people with direct knowledge of the move, but not authorized to speak publicly. Sisk behind the camera for Troy as it captured the 2025 Sun Belt Western Division Championship, was named the College Sports Video Association's Sun Belt Conference Video Coordinator of the Year after last
season. That's an award? Yeah. Do they give that in the SEC? That's cool as hell. I love that. I like that they do that.
One thing I think Drink is really good at is the PR side of this whole deal. So getting a guy like this in to like 2023 would have been seen, for example, like as a rousing success. But I think part of that mythos was like that, the behind the scenes, like the mini movies, stuff like that only made things better. And I mean, Drinkwitz clearly cares about like the creative and just the like how people perceive the program. So it certainly doesn't shock me that he's making moves like trying to get a really good creative video person in the room.
It's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. New video coordinator for Mizzou. My headline. Not headline. Best thing I learned. It is a headline, but it is the best thing I learned for the purposes of this quick hit. We might begin a new in-season tournament in college basketball. I need to like reread this article and read up a little bit more about it. But this came from Matt Norlander today, who's a very big newsbreaker in the CBB world. Kentucky, UNC, Kansas, Michigan, UConn in discussions with big new blue blood laden college basketball event. So the crux of what I understand of it is, and it's called the Diamond Cup, is it is supposed to be marketed to kind of traditional blue bloods. The ironic, one of the ironic parts of that is Duke is not in it. Duke bowed out of it because they have the deal with Amazon Prime to do their own 3-game kind of thing for the non-con. But from what I'm gleaning from it is it's essentially like an in-season tournament. They're going to play 4 games, kind of like round robin spread throughout the like first month of the season. So kind of to just fire up November a little bit more. It will interfere with the players era, so they still have to figure that out. Teams, I guess, still have to sign on, and they still need a TV rights deal for it. So it's still very much in the works, but it's been building up for, I guess, over a year. And yeah, the Diamond Cup is what it's supposed to be called. And obviously there's a lot of money promised to the teams participating in it. And I think it's kind of supposed to expand and essentially create, I think, an in-season tournament in college basketball in November. So another detractor for the Maui, unfortunately. But yeah, I want to read more about it. I honestly I read through Norlander's article and I still like didn't quite get how it will work, which seems to be a common theme for a lot of these when they first start out. The players era famously had matchups between 2 teams from the same conference, which just is not allowed to happen. And they had to fix that. So it's in the works, I guess. More high profile basketball. The other big thing of this that people might be concerned about, not on campus games. They will be neutral site, just because it makes more money, I guess.
So.
We love big TV.
We love
big
congratulations
cable.
to the TV networks. This is great. Awesome.
I mean, I do
Soulless
think
neutral site games. Let's go.
the neutral site piece does kind of stink, especially neutral site not in like a spot like Maui. I mean, I am excited to see these teams play each other. I mean, the Players Era tournament is good. I like it's fun basketball to sink your teeth into early in the season, but yeah, I mean, it's a moneymaker, and it'll be a moneymaker for these schools. I guess we'll move swiftly on.
Maui. I miss the battle for Atlantis.
Yeah, it is good. I wish Mizzou did some things like that. Best beats of the week. Payton, how about you go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Speaking of past college basketball remnants that really make you miss the way things once were, Jalen Brunson, he's having a great career with the Knicks. I'm going to take him to win Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I'm excited to potentially watch this Knicks team make the finals. I don't think Cleveland's going to be able to keep up with them.
You think they're done after 21?
I do, because
22-point blown lead.
Game 1 was already felt like a death knell blowing that lead for the Cavs, and you almost have to feel bad for James Harden. The guy he sinks like a stone in the playoffs. It really. I'm sorry, Kenny, plug your ears. I know you like James Harden, but the guy is just not a playoff riser. And I think Brunson actually is. And obviously, when the Knicks do something good, he's the star. He's going to get most of the credit. Sure, there's Cat around as well, but I mean, Brunson is the man on that team.
Yeah, I mean, the way he just went into God mode essentially when they were coming back in that game was pretty crazy. I mean, the Cavs pulled themselves up against the Pistons, but I agree with you, Peyton. I think the Knicks are just going to be too talented. It seems that Kenny agrees as well.
I do. I don't know if you guys got to listen to that video of Ben Stiller when he talked about the Knicks and how it's that time. I think this will be fun. I think the world is a better place when New York sports teams are winning, and I'm going to take the Knicks to win the finals at plus 440.
God, now he's mad. It's just make me mad right at the end of the podcast.
I'm not gonna necessarily push back. I do like watching. I think this Knicks team is just inherently likable, so I do actually really like to watch them be good because I like Brunson. I like Cat. I think Cat has gotten a really tough rep around the league, and some of it's deserved, and some of it I don't think is. So to see him thrive in New York is pretty cool. Of all places, but I don't think you feel that way. I don't think you like when the Knicks are good, or the Yankees are good. I don't think you like when the Yankees are good at all. Actually,
I do, honestly. That's the baseball I grew up with. Is fearing the Yankees. They've not been really anything close to that, and you can't even really point to 2024. They just kind of, moonwalked into the World Series and they got pummeled.
I won't. I know you don't feel like Astros Yankees was a rivalry because the Yankees never
usually
ever held
rivalries. There's wins.
Yeah,
on both
the
sides.
Yankees never held up their end of the bargain. But so I think it's easier for you to say that. I don't think you'd be saying this if the Yankees had even taken one of those series.
I don't want to blow your argument out of proportion, Kenny. With this Knicks team especially, I think they're due. I mean, they haven't made the finals in so long. Their fans. They're rabid for it, and they have such a huge fan base. It is very exciting. I always hear the whole when it's applied to just cities with a lot of people in it with their teams, and it's the league's only better, but way better when those teams are all good at the same time. And I can't stand that argument. But I agree with you with this Knicks team. It is very exciting to see them kind of prosper. There are a ton of likable characters. Brunson is awesome. I've always loved Cat. OG Anunoby, Jefferson City J. There's your Missouri connection. He's been having a fantastic series. I like Bridges. I don't mind Mikal Bridges. Landry Shamet, Did a couple big shots. Shout out
Park
Andrew
Hill,
Shamet.
actually. Not a cool high school, but he is from that area.
Shamet. Yeah, shout out to the Knicks. We'll see. I probably would agree with you. I think they'll get this one done and get to the finals. So they'll have to play a buzzsaw, whoever it is. All right, my best beat of the week. I'm going to take Everton plus 290 this week against Tottenham. And why I'm doing a soccer beat, it's the final week of the Premier League season. This is a story that is starting to elevate, I think, above even soccer fandom. Tottenham is a team most people probably know, even if you're a super casual, you glance at soccer ever so often. They might get relegated, and they will get relegated if they lose this. If they lose this game to Everton, and that is a pretty big deal. They are one of the 10 richest clubs in the world. They have the nicest stadium in the country, one that is going to host NFL games this year, and might go from hosting NFL games to hosting like Coventry City, which is a team you've never heard of, and that's okay. And actually, they won't because they're going to get
correct.
promoted.
I have never heard of them.
Right, and that's my point. It would be a big deal if they get relegated, and if they lose to Everton, they will get relegated. So I'm going to pick them to do so just for fun. Everton has nothing to play for besides doing just that to Tottenham if they beat them.
Do you want to guess 3 teams that are in relegation zone right now, Payton?
Payton, have you heard of Tottenham? You know who Tottenham are, right?
I know Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
You should know all 3 of these teams. I just don't think you'll guess them.
3 in the Premier League or the
yeah.
Is this Champions or Premier?
Premier.
Okay, I know Arsenal won it.
They did. And Arsenal, ironically, they're Tottenham's arch rivals, so they could get relegated and their fans could watch their arch rival win the title in that same season.
Okay, the 3 teams that might get relegated. Wolverhampton. Wolves.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah, they're in last.
Really? All right.
They're dead last.
Dead last.
Crystal Palace.
No. Perennial mediocre mid-table Premier League team.
Oh gosh, there's like Celtic FC. I don't even know if
they're not in England.
WH.
Wolverhampton.
That's tough.
I'm surprised you got that one first, but West Ham. Do you know what West Ham is?
Oh, West Ham United, right?
Yes. Yeah.
None of the Manchesters are going to be
there.
No,
that's it. It's just those 2, and maybe.
Oh, and Tottenham.
Well, no, there's another one.
Oh, I guess Tottenham's not there yet.
Yeah,
but Tottenham's third.
So it's Tottenham and West Ham. Those are for the 18th spot.
If Tottenham goes down, West Ham will stay up.
So the other one is
Tottenham
Burnley.
Relegated.
Yep. And Burnley's the third one. They're owned by JJ Watt.
Burnley. Okay. Isn't that that's Wrexham.
Yeah,
how's Wrexham doing?
Well, so Wrexham is in the league that Tottenham will get relegated into if they get relegated. They're in the championship. They had a decent season.
Tottenham would have to go play there
at Wrexham, correct? That's what we're talking.
Wow, that's something. I thought this was just a gimmick on ESPN for a little bit.
No,
didn't realize they were that close to Tottenham now.
Well, yeah, and part of that is on Tottenham, but Wrexham have been promoted they promoted 3 divisions in 3 years, which is unfathomable. That's super difficult to do. And they got pretty close to getting into the playoffs to play maybe into the Premier League, but they'll be in the championship, right? The one below again. So there's your soccer corner. It is. If Tottenham loses, you will see ESPN alerts about it. You will see tweets all over the place about it. It will be a big deal. It's hard to find a American sports equivalent because there's no relegation, but it'd be like the Astros having to go play in AAA for a season and have the revenue of a team playing in AAA for a season.
I already kind of do.
Okay, I'm sorry.
They play at Suter Health Park, Kenny. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not making fun of your Astros.
Can you do your joke?
You know what, Peyton? It'd be like if the Cubs had to go play AAA and the Brewers won the World Series. That's
judging by the series that they're having right now between the two, that might be occurring. So, I'll go ahead and do my joke now. This favorite TV series, Today Show.
I didn't want to bring this series up, Kenny, for the record.
I'm pretty sure I've done this one, but we're going to do it because it's clever. Guys, why did the roofer go to the doctor?
Something with nail. Something
Got a
with nail.
hangnail.
No. Why did the roofer go to the doctor?
He was
Go ahead.
sick.
Because he had shingles.
Oh.
Because the roofer
God, a
had
shingles joke? That's kind of mean. Isn't
It's
shingles
tough.
shingles is kind of serious disease?
Take it up with Sarah Lemire.
Yeah. All right, Sarah. Got a little edgy today. That'll do it for the Unwritten Rule. Thank you everyone for watching, listening. Go subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those good places. I have bad news if Mizzou wants to break any more news. I have to edit the show a day early. So guess what? You won't have me interjecting if anything breaks. And if it does, we're just screwed. That means there's probably going to be something that happens. So I'm just putting it out there now. We will see you all on Monday's show. Bye-bye.